I've got to hurry to give you a bunch of details. I'm looking at my computer. There's a CNN poll that came out. Donald Trump has 33% of the vote, of evangelical vote, that are going to get behind him in South Carolina. 33% of evangelicals. He's leading with men and women, okay? He's leading with people with higher education, college education. He's leading in virtually every single arena that they break people down. Frank Lutz, you remember this guy? He was the one that right after the first Republican debate had a little focus group that berated Donald Trump, spent most of the time just picking on Donald Trump. He was on in the news cycle in the past couple of days saying that his legs were shaking because the data that he has uncovered shows that it's likely that Trump is going to be the nominee, and this is perhaps even more important, that there's nothing that his opponents can say to him that's going to make people change their mind in the Republican primary. He's literally like the Teflon Don. Teflon Don. People can say what they want, and the voters are so sick of the media elite, so sick of the lies, so sick of the illegal immigrants pouring over our border that they don't care. They don't care what Megyn Kelly says. They don't care what any of them say. Now, when you've got 33% of evangelicals behind you, and you're 3 times of what Mike Huckabee has, who's an evangelical pastor, there's something going on here. All right, so let me proffer the question. What would Donald Trump have to do to make America great again? Because I don't trust him to making America great again. I actually don't. Let's assume for a minute that we built a wall, okay? Let's assume that he could balance the budget, start to pay down the debt. Let's assume that he jettisoned Common Core, got the federal government out of education, school choice prevailed on the state's level, really had a phenomenal impact on our children. Let's assume that he got women out of the military, at least out of fighting situations where they break morale and all kinds of immorality happens on these boats and foxholes. Let's assume that our Second Amendment rights were totally, utterly protected by Donald Trump's presidency. Jobs on the increase, border protected. You make the list, okay? Make the list of what you would like to see done in America. He did all these things, fixed our imbalanced trade with China, our relationship with Russia, destroyed ISIS off the face of the earth. Would America be great? Not if there's still 3,300 babies being butchered every day. Not if the tyrannical Supreme Court is still overthrowing our government, giving us decisions from hell that have nothing to do with law, like Roe versus Wade in Obergefell. If Mr. Trump became president, or any Republican became president, Ben Carson, who's second place now, I mean, this is how much people have had it with the elite establishment. Trump is in first place, Ben Carson is in second place. Neither one of them have ever held a political office. If these men or any of the others want to make America great again, you have to start with the things that are most important. And the shedding of innocent blood is the most important thing in this world, in America. Do you think God Almighty himself would say, you know, I'm so thrilled about that border thing, and your right to protect yourself? Picture God. If Jesus got to sit at the table and have a discussion about priorities, what mattered, what do you think he'd say? If Mr. Trump becomes president and fixes all these things, but we still have homosexual marriage, we still have the brutal murder of babies, we have a tyrannical Supreme Court out of control, then America as we know it will not survive. We might have a wall on our southern border, but it's not going to keep out the judgment of God.